Now, speaking of those local elections, I think there you have it, folks, right? There was no great rejection of Boris Johnson at the ballot box. Red Wall voters didn't scramble for the lifeboats to seek safe haven with Sir Keir Starmer QC. Far from it. The architect of Labour's Brexit betrayal and inability to define a woman can't cut through in Red Wall seats. Who'd have thunk it, eh, folks? These were midterm blues. The Conservatives lost London councils already held by Labour MPs. The Red Wall held on, still viewing the Labour Party as the party of Starmer and Thornbury, the party of the Remainer Islington class. You'd think, folks, given how the Labour Party has trumpeted its so-called triumphs, that they'd won a majority as significant as that secured by Tony Blair in 1997. No such luck there for Mr Starmer, folks. Sir Keir's new-look Labour Party, purportedly turning the page on the era of Jeremy Corbyn and Diane Abbott and their other merry band of Britain's sceptic leftists, reminds us all a lot of the old brand, doesn't it? There's also the fact that Brits cannot stand a hypocrite, and Sir Keir looks like one in the extreme. For months, Sir Keir has waxed lyrical with an almost unrivalled self-righteousness about Boris Johnson and purported breaches of lockdown rules.
He's finally been forced to admit what everyone knew, that when the whole country was locked down, he was hosting boozy parties in Downing Street. Yes. Is he now going to do the decent thing and resign?
Honesty and decency matter, screeched Sir Keir. After months of denials, the Prime Minister is now under criminal investigations for breaking his lockdown laws. He needs to do the decent thing and resign. That was Sir Keir. And of course, he was cheered on by a political and media class that had wanted to be rid of Boris, the Brexit Prime Minister, the champion of the Red Wall. They wanted rid of him from day one. So they picked up the Partygate stick and they attempted to beat him out of office with it. Well, Sir Keir Starmer looks somewhat hypocritical. Sir Keir Starmer, a member of the Queen's Council, a top barrister, a former Director of Public Prosecutions, and, of course, the leader of Her Majesty's most loyal opposition. I'm still waiting, Sir Keir, on this honourable, enlightened man to call on himself to resign, because he is now the subject of a police investigation, similar to that against Boris Johnson. Keir called on both Johnson and the Chancellor Rishi Sunak to resign when they were placed under investigation. He was removing the right to a fair examination of the facts. Now he finds himself under a similar test. Will he be handing in his resignation? Where's the consistency? That's what I want to know. The consistency of the press in hounding the opposition leader over this. The consistency of Starmer himself and the consistency of the police in probing this with the urgency that was applied against the Prime Minister on all three counts. The only consistency I can see, folks, is the consistency of voters in being utterly turned off by the rank hypocrisy of Labour's Islington set.